Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Inside Out. I'm your co-host, Jordan Rodriguez, and alongside of me is Janie Wunderlich. And Janie, if I'm not mistaken, you guys just got back from the Eric Severide Awards in Minneapolis. Tell us how that went.
Yes, it went really good. We got to talk with a lot of different professionals already in their career field. So students got opportunities to kind of go into sessions and learn about whatever, they were offering, whether it was sports or in the courts or a lot of different discussion stuff. So it was really good and we took a lot away from it.
Yeah, it does. Well, and we'll get a lot more into that as we have a couple more interviews from Eric Severide Award winners.
Yes.
So that'll be very interesting and very cool. But Maya, me and you were talking, and if I'm not mistaken, the special education department got some grants.
Yes, you are correct. And we're going to get into that right now. MSU is receiving money to assist educators. The special education department received a Bush Foundation grant. The award aids with recruiting, training, and retaining special education teachers to serve in rural communities. The grant will fund Project Pipeline, which is a planning initiative to prepare educators for licensing in North Dakota for special education. Project Pipeline will connect project directors from Certification Central, Minot State, and Dakota College at Botno. One of MSU's biggest fundraisers will soon be here. The Alumni Association will host the 38th Annual Gala Dinner and Auction Friday, April 29th at the Clarion Hotel. The event honors the university's history, alumni, and students. The doors will open at 5:30 with the social and silent auction. Dinner will be served at 7 with a live auction to follow. The fundraiser supports student scholarships and sponsored activities. Individual tickets for the gala are $60 and tables of 8 are available for $500. Tickets can be purchased by calling the MSU Alumni Office at 701-858-3373. The Northwest Arts Center proudly presents new work by MSU students. The Juried Student Art Show opens today and is on display through April 30th. The opportunity provides students across all disciplines and majors to showcase their skill and dedication. Students gain valuable skills in preparing for a professional gallery exhibition and will see the results firsthand in the Northwest Art Center Gallery. A public reception and online viewing will be held tonight from 6:30 to 8. Scheduled is a juror's talk and award presentation at 7. And the reception can be attended either in person or online from the Northwest Arts Center's Facebook Live. Masks are not required but encouraged to wear. Emily will have more on this story with a live report later in our show. The Night Under the Bubble returns. The 4th annual event is an inclusive night for students with disabilities from Minot Public Schools and the surrounding areas, as well as students from MSU's A-STEP program. Students will be able to experience a night full of fun and adaptive sports with MSU athletes. A free meal will be provided before the activities start. The fun will be hosted by MSU in the Bubble on April 19th at 7. For more information, you can contact Bonnie Krogadale through her email at bonnie.krogadale@ndus.edu. I'm really excited for all the new events that we have going on here at MSU. I'm really glad that they're so inclusive in the way that they are. And I can't wait to see what comes next.
Yes, no, me too. I haven't been to a ton of events this year, even with COVID kind of passing, so I'm looking forward to what the future events are going to be. Thank you, Maya. This past weekend, the Red and Green, as well as the Media Inc. Club, headed down to Minneapolis for a Midwest Journalism Conference. We had 4 students, as well as a professor, receive Eric Severide Awards, one of them including Cole Clementitz. Cole, thank you for meeting here and talking about the conference today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a while since I've been on these seats. So
We're happy to have you. So like many of us, this was your first time attending the journalism conference. What were your expectations going into the conference, and did your experience exceed that or not exceed that?
To be quite honest, I didn't really have any sort of expectations going in. It was just kind of, the little inexperience factor came into play. It was my first time for me, certainly, and first time, I'm sure, for a lot of us in the group. And it's just, go down there and, see what happens, really. So just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah. So you not only received one Eric Severide Award, but two Eric Severide Awards. So tell us what those awards were, what they were for, and how you felt after you received those honors.
Absolutely. It's truly honored to be recognized in, such a great region. The industry is it's in great hands. It's amazing. And so it was a package story. Believe it or not, it was just a simple homework assignment in electronic news gathering class and with Neil, and we just made these package stories, and I did mine. Mine was kind of unique because I went up to Minot High for a girls' soccer game. I did a package story on them. It was actually their first game on the brand new Magic Carpet AstroTurf, and the year before that, they couldn't play because of COVID, and that was just kind of a nice welcoming moment for the team, and they were just so grateful to work with coaches as well, and it was awesome. That won in photojournalism, or first place rather, and I also got to first place in social media for the Minot Sports Podcast. So very grateful for those honors.
That's awesome. So you have a little over 1 year left here at Minot State. What areas do you have left to grow in that you're looking forward to these next few months?
I mean, obviously, I'm here for the sports reports here on the show. Very grateful to be doing that. Just kind of improving on my broadcaster speak. What are some of the minor details that I can really focus on and hone in on some of those skills, and just keep on working. Really, we've heard some great advice from the seniors that presented in the Com 100 recitals course yesterday. It's always about taking advantage, getting more onto the resume is a big one for me. And of course, also meeting some new people. So it's a great industry to be in. I'm excited for what the future holds.
Yes, that's great. Well, congratulations once again on both your Eric Severide Awards. I'm proud of you. I know the department is proud of you, and we're looking forward to what you have left in the future to hold on to.
Thanks for having
me. With that,
me.
yeah, no problem. With that, we're going to give it over to Emily, who is standing by with the 2022 juror for the Spring Art Show.
Student Show has been an annual campus tradition. Students are able to gain skills in preparing for a professional gallery exhibit. Assistant Professor of Art and the Art Gallery Coordinator from Bismarck State College, Andrea Fagerstrom, joins me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
So you're the 2022 juror. Congrats. What do you look for when critiquing or reviewing the students' artwork?
Well, the first thing I do is I go and I look at all the artwork, kind of get my first impressions. Some automatically pop out right away. Some of the things I look at are use of picture plane. I'm looking for craftsmanship, use of texture, use of value, use of line, kind of all the elements and principles of design, how they come together. And then just content as well. You can tell some of the pieces have a lot of meaning, a lot of content in them. So I'm looking at all of those things.
And then what is a piece of advice that you would give to young artists that are just kind of starting off?
Go to every single artist reception and go to every single art exhibit that you can go to. Visit with a whole bunch of people who are already in the arts. Visit with other artists. It's about getting all those connections. It's about finding other people in your creative realm and just continue to grow and continue to learn.
And it's probably a good way to network as well, right?
Yes, 100%, yeah.
And then your art seminar is tomorrow. What is something that you're excited to share?
The whole thing. I'm going to talk about my personal journey with art. I'm going to talk about the importance of art, some of my gallery experiences, just kind of an overall recap of my experience with art.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me, Andrea. The public reception and online viewing is tonight at 6:30, and there will also be a talk that is going to be given. And back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Emily and Andrea. Still to come, we're going to take a look at our weekly forecast as well as talk with another Eric Severide Award winner. We'll be right back after this short break.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's Music Mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions, no job is too big or too small, located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca, authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction, offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear's Cat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State campus.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Inside Out. We apologize about the previous technical difficulties with the interview last segment, so we greatly apologize for that. But we did have we have had some nice weather in the past. So we're creeping up there close to 60s now.
Yes.
So it's looking good.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed.
crossed.
Yeah.
Hannah, please tell me we got something good.
Yeah, well, we almost hit 50 today, so that's something. Hopefully in the future we'll have closer to 60s temperatures. Unfortunately, by the end of the week, it looks like it's going to be back into the 30s, so I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I just report what I see. You know, I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry. But yeah, looking ahead right now, it is 49 degrees, so hopefully it'll stay like that for a little bit longer. We are currently in a wind advisory, but that's only until 7, and then it should be clear skies, and we should have a good night for stargazing if that's your plans, if you want to make plans. And the low is going to be 24, so I wouldn't stay out too late because it is going to be cold. But looking ahead to the rest of the week, in the current temperatures in North Dakota here, we have Grand Forks is 37, Fargo is 37. Grand Forks and Fargo are currently in a Red River flood advisory, so if you are in one of those areas or next to the Red River, just make sure you don't drive through any water. Cars aren't that technologically savvy yet. But and currently in Minot and Bismarck, it is 49 degrees. Like I said, Minot has the high wind advisory. Bismarck wanted to one-up us, and they also have a high wind advisory in effect, and Dickinson and Williston are looking pretty good throughout the state as well. So looking ahead at the 7-day forecast, tomorrow and Saturday look a little nicer. Saturday is 57. Unfortunately, it's going to be cloudy, so hopefully it's a good day to be outside as long as you aren't looking to get tanner, because that's not going to work. But the rest of the week looks pretty good until the end of the week. And Wednesday and Thursday, we unfortunately do have some snow, weather in the 30s, temperatures in the 30s. There is a 70% chance of snow on Thursday, so that's pretty high, unfortunately. However, for our place of the week, our weather place of the week, we have Las Vegas, Nevada. So we have our current student, Emily, and her dog, Valentine. They are from Las Vegas, Nevada. And they wanted to do a little showcase for Valentine today because she's adorable. So currently in Las Vegas, it is 84 degrees. The high is 84 and the low is 59. So if you can get out of Minot and go to Vegas, I mean, why not, right? So that's the weather today. It's me again, it's not Weather Boy Try, I'm sorry for that, but hopefully this is okay today.
Hannah, you did not give us the weather that I was looking for, unfortunately, but it's okay. I'll give you the pass on that one. The back end of the week is not looking too hot for us. But the good thing is Minot State is going down to Bismarck this Saturday for a meet. And it looks like they'll get the warmest day of the week.
Yeah, I think it might, down in Bismarck, it might hit 60 degrees. So I know a handful of people, fans going down to cheer on the Minot State track team. So hopefully the weather stays nice and we don't have to carry blankets and socks out on the field that day.
Yes, no, I definitely always remember having to carry blankets and stuff for really cold events, and that was never fun.
It's nice for football games, but not necessarily track meets.
Definitely not, definitely not. But we do have another Eric Severide Award winner, and Tyler is standing by for more.
Thank you, Jordan. Fresh off winning that award is our very own Philip Green, host of the Mental Game Podcast. Philip, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, Philip, what does it mean to win this kind of award?
It's pretty cool. I mean, when Troy and I started the podcast just over a year ago, our thought process wasn't let's go out and win awards. It was let's make a difference with our podcast, and then just being given the opportunity to do it through the school and put the podcast up for awards has been pretty cool, and we're just thankful for the opportunity.
What does this mean for the show going forward now that it's technically an award-winning podcast?
I mean, again, it's cool to get recognized. We want, obviously, our podcast is about mental health awareness for student athletes, so it's nice that the recognition is getting more than just in Minot, North Dakota. It's getting more throughout the Midwest, so that's awesome. But our main goal is just to continue to impact the lives of student athletes, and then we'll see what goes from there.
What award did you take home?
We took home an award of merit for series within the category of our podcast.
For those who don't know, kind of talk us through what the Mental Game Podcast is and what it aims to do.
So we bring on student athletes from campus as well as coaches and anyone within the athletic department to come on and discuss how we can kind of bring to light mental health awareness in the athletic community. We know it's a topic that's not brought up very often put to the side compared to physical health. So our goal is to just kind of have physical and mental health be seen in the same light in the athletic community.
How much work goes into an average episode?
We do a lot of, obviously, pre-information with trying to figure out who we want to have on the show, setting up our location. We're fortunate enough to shoot our podcast at Prairie Sky Bread, and then obviously the setup, which we're lucky that we get to use the equipment that the school offers and bring that with us, and then we kind of bring our travel kit with us. Takes a couple, 15, 20 minutes to set up, and then we don't really have a time for how long the podcasts are. It's just kind of shoot until we've exhausted all conversation, and then whatever editing we do in post.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for joining us today. Congratulations to all of our award winners here at KMSU. Back to Jordan and Janie.
Thank you, Tyler, and stick around with us after the break as we have another Eric Severide Award winner in our own Professor Neil Roberts.
Welcome back to MSU Inside Out. If you tuned in last week and you've heard throughout the show, many of us in the department were traveling this last weekend. Cody Dwyer has more.
This past weekend, a handful of professional communication students traveled to Minneapolis for the MBJA convention. While there, students were able to learn more about potential career paths as well as network with professionals in their field.
Our students are also meeting a lot of professionals there, a lot of people who hire. And it's no secret that stations across the region and country right now are searching for talent.
Students and professionals were able to submit pieces to be nominated for a variety of awards. MSU had a good showing, winning 6 awards total from 5 winners. The winners were Professor Neil Roberts and students Cole Clementich, Philip Green, Troy Cowell, and Ethan Wiley.
So I won an Eric Severide Award, which is a regional broadcasting award. I got it for a sports reporting piece that I did, just an audio spot, but it was a story on international student athletes.
The convention also gave the opportunity for students to get some true feedback from professionals to improve on their craft.
They had one separate room set up with people. I'm on the board, so I sat in there for a little while and let people bring in their tapes and show you what they have and give them some honest-to-God feedback on where we think they're at.
With KMSU Channel 19, I'm Cody Dwyer.
Thanks, Cody. This Tuesday, Minot State baseball took on nationally ranked number 17th Augustana and came out with a sweep. Alongside of me is senior Minot State pitcher Dom Parkhurst. Dom, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. So tell me a little bit about the atmosphere leading up into that game, because I know that's a very big, heated rivalry that I know Minot State and Augie just don't get along. So talk me through that.
We don't. I mean, previous years, Scotty's usually talked them up a little bit. This year, we kind of noticed he didn't do that as much. And, just a lot of the returners knew what they were capable of. And we just, they're D2 for a reason. These are D2 players. They're here for whatever reason. And we just know pound inside, which is what we've done in the past, we're going to have success.
Absolutely. And talk me through that first game, since you guys absolutely dominated on both sides of the playing surface. So talk me through exactly what clicked in that game for the team.
Yeah, that first game we had Jordan Chappell go out. We moved him back for the midweek for this series exactly, and he did his thing. He was through fastballs in the zone. Luckily, the ump was calling like a ball out, so he was getting that too. And offense, I guess their pitchers wasn't really that on that day. And we were able to jump on their mistakes, and we just happened to come up on top, and it was huge tone setting for the day.
And more importantly, you had the second game, and if I'm not mistaken, you had 6 Ks through 7. You only allowed 2 hits. Both were in the first inning. So you went 6 innings, no hit, 3 up, 3 down. Mm-hmm. Tell me what was working for you? Like, how did that exactly come to be? Was a little bit of everything on, or was just your breaking stuff working for you? What clicked for you?
It was actually everything. I can go back to a conversation I had with Blake Gallagher before. I asked him kind of what has been successful for him, and he has simply just told me, he's like, I just pick my leg up and go. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try that out. It worked for me. I was able to pitch inside, which from last year that we've noticed when I pitched against them, I was pitching inside, and I got a lot of swings and misses, and that really was working for me. And then I was talking to Craig Schmidt just about his changeup and how he grips it, and it was just a slight difference, more of a circle change. And I just figured just try to throw it for a strike, which I actually was able to do it for a lot more than I could. I'm sure you know. And then just kind of finishing it off with the slider, just show it for a strike so they get a look at it, and then mixing up my looks. And then when I got 2 strikes, really try to bury that down, and I was able to get some swings and misses on that.
Definitely. And real quick, UMary coming up, another very hated team for Minot State baseball. What's the atmosphere going to be like? You're heading down to Bismarck. What are the boys feeling heading into that UMary series?
Saying it's going to be huge is probably the biggest understatement I can say. I mean, especially from their coach, Tanner Spencer, how he was our pitching coach at one point. He really kind of set the tone for a bunch of us. And then I know when he left, it kind of let a big hole in a bunch of people's hearts here. And we want to go out there and beat them just as much as they want to beat us. But I can guarantee you that we're all going to be fired up from pitch 1 to the very last pitch.
Absolutely. You're not going to want to miss that game. Dom, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, senior pitcher Dominic Parkhurst. And Cole, I know you were at the game. What were your thoughts on that Minot State Augie game?
Oh, it was just a blast, Jordan. I mean, the boys, you guys really took advantage on them early. They had a couple miscues there. Certainly wanted to pounce on them early. They're a really good team. Obviously, like you said, they are ranked. And just baseball season being back in general, it's a lot of fun. It's MLB opening day. A lot of stuff going on and off campus. And the crack of the bat can be heard from near and afar. That's the sound of spring sports just getting underway in the Magic City. The Magi from Minot High dropped their opening series to Grand Forks Red River. After combining for only 5 runs, the Magi find success versus Grand Forks Central. A 6-5 finish in extra innings as Minot High rallies a comeback to win at Hovind Park. A loss in Williston this week sets up a rivalry matchup versus Century at Corbett Field. The Beaver baseball team definitely put themselves on the conference map Tuesday. They hosted and swept number 17 ranked Augustana. Declan Buckle and Drew Bailing led the charge as the Beavers get the job done at the plate. Those two homered behind strong pitching to secure the wins. The Beavers also swept Upper Iowa last weekend to improve their overall record to 17-13 and a conference mark to 11-4. Call them the bounce back Beavers. A 1-3 record in Minnesota did not faze the Beaver softball club. They returned home to face Bemidji State inside the bubble. And what a show it was as the Beavers get back on track, winning 8-0 and 5-1 on the softball diamond. Starting pitchers Trinity Valentine and Jasmine Blizzard led the way on the circle. Wayne State College is the next stop with a noon start on Saturday in Nebraska. Don't say it was hardly working. The Beaver golf teams reached significant heights at the Hardwalker Spring Invitational. Carlos Caloca paces the men to a second-place finish. Minot High alum Easton Ivanov also picks up a top 5 individual finish. In the women's division, Holly Knutson finds herself in the top 10. She helps the Beavers cap off a 5th-place ranking as a squad. March Madness or Martinez and Morrison in March? Either way, it was a decorative month for baseball's RJ Martinez and softball's Brooklyn Morrison. The Minot State Athletics have named those two the Pinnacle Employee Benefits Athletes of the Month for March. Martinez went 2-0 with a .45 ERA in 20 innings pitched and only gave up 1 run. Morrison went off for 4 home runs and 16 RBIs as she hit for an average of .422. 4 is the magic number. The Minot Minotauros are winding down on the season. In a tough Central Division, the Toros need 2 wins in their final 4 games. They do that and they punch their ticket to the 2022 Robertson Cup playoffs. This weekend is critical with the first-place St. Cloud Norsemen in town. Puck drop for both nights will be at 7:35. And Jordan, a little something special about this Toros game tomorrow night. KMSU's play-by-play class will actually be going there as each one of us will be taking turns calling the game by 5-minute game time increments. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. Hockey season's still going on. Jordan, have you been to a Toros game yet?
I've been to a couple. It was a while ago, but I know the Toros games are always a very fun atmosphere, and now especially more so since they're competing for a playoff spot. So I'm assuming the energy is going to be a lot higher, and I'm excited to hear the award-winning Cole Clementich calling the game, so you can't beat that. We had a great show.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of Eric Savarite Award winners, and we interviewed them, and it was really cool.
I gotta say, it's so cool just seeing all the students and even the professors winning these awards outside of the department. I mean, the students put in such long hours and determination when they're editing their videos or their audio or whatever it is. And for them to receive those awards and put it toward their portfolios and their resumes, it's really cool and it's gonna bring them far.
Definitely. Well, this was another episode of Inside Out, and on behalf of all of us here at Inside Out, we thank you, and we'll catch you next week.